There was a time in America when it was not considered odd to pledge allegiance in the classroom to one nation under God. But now, because of few protests, our children cannot pray. And so, as if to fill the void, evil comes our way.
Day may turn tonight. The promise of America may fade away and may not return. When kids were simply kids, yes they were. There was a time in America when kids were simply kids. Whoa, simply kids.
You know, Paul, as I was listening to the song over the past few days, it's such a sad thing that has happened. The values that we all cherish seem to just have been floating away, as if being taken away by who knows what. And the joy and the peace that we had was somehow disturbed by so many things, just like this incident, and of course the incident in Connecticut. It really, really is frightening.
But this song was written in 1992. When was the song?
No, the Columbine shooting was in April of 1999, and I actually finished writing this in December of '99, and it was recorded in the beginning of 2000. And I just want to give a word of praise to the singer, a gentleman named Brent Carter, who was a black soul singer who gained some fame with a group called the Tower of Power way back when. But I think the emotion he put into it, I think, really captured the feeling we all had.
I thought that was you.
I wish I could say that.
I said that was Paul.
Well,
What a
it's
voice!
a speaking part. I can speak. I can't sing too well. But you know, talking about that speaking part, I just want to point something out that I just noticed last night about 11, 12 o'clock, doing some research on the internet for today's show. I have a line in there that, again, I believe was given to me, okay? And just to repeat it, it says, our children cannot pray, and so as if to fill the void, evil comes our way.
Yeah.
Now, I came across an appearance, a gentleman named Darrell Scott, who had two children who were victims of the Columbine shooting. His daughter, I don't know, who was pretty famous at the time. I think she was asked by one of the shooters, do you believe in God, or do you believe in prayer, or something religious? She said yes, and with that, they shot her. Okay? So this gentleman certainly has standing to talk about what he thinks caused these things. And he was called to testify before the House Judiciary Committee on May 27, 1999. And I just want to repeat a couple of, if you bear with me, a couple of things he said. I don't want to read the whole thing because it's just too long. But basically, he wrote a poem, actually, for the legislators, and they didn't expect to get this kind of answer from him. They expected things like ban guns and all this. And he said, your laws ignore our deepest needs. Your words are empty air. You have stripped away our heritage. You have outlawed simple prayer. You now gunshots fill our classrooms and precious children die, two of his own, of course. You seek for answers everywhere and ask the question why. And yet you fail to understand that God is what we need. Now, one of the things he said there which really struck me, now I had never heard this testimony back when I wrote this, so I just came to my attention now. When we refute, men and women are three-part beings. We all consist of body, soul, and spirit. When we refuse to acknowledge the third part of our makeup, we create a void that allows evil. Now that word, a void that allows evil, the words that were fed to me for this song, and so as if to fill the void, evil comes our way. Is that just a coincidence that we use almost exactly the same word?
Nothing is a coincidence. No.
Yeah, so that
Huckabee on television,
Yeah.
when talking about Connecticut, said that he had gotten a card, and on the front face of the card it said, "Jesus, where were you in Newton, Connecticut?"
Mhm.
And then he opened it up, and he said, "I would have been there, but I'm not allowed in the schools."
I was
Yeah,
locked out.
I saw that
I was
show.
locked out, you know.
He's
so-
locked up, yeah.
But isn't that the case today, John? Isn't it that they're doing so many commissions, so many studies, presidential commissions? Not one word is mentioned about prayer in the school by anyone. Maybe Huckabee mentioned it on his show. And,
Well, the
but-
religious people, the ministers and priests and others, you know, they'll mention it. But you know, you had something else in the song too. There was no need for sex education, started by Mary Calderon so many years ago. And what it did was promote training on sexuality in the grammar school all the way up through high school. And I had a friend of mine who was a professor at Fordham, and he said, you know, if you're really going to describe sexuality, it only takes about 2 or 3 minutes. Why do you need 12 years?
Yeah.
You know, why do you need 12 years?
Well, that's what I was talking about,
Changes the
really.
values.
I didn't mean to imply that no sex education would be used.
Yeah.
I had it as a kid back in the 50s, you know.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the kind
It
of
hasn't
graphic,
changed.
all-inclusive type of sex
It
education.
really hasn't changed, has it? I mean, it's the
No.
same education. You know?
Yeah, well, there are
The way
differences today.
it's presented has changed.
The way it's presented,
You're
yeah.
dealing with
Attitudes have
attitudes.
changed, yes.
That's what you're dealing with, and that's a problem.
But you know, I know, look, your listeners are a specific type audience that I'm sure all believe in God, believe in Jesus, believe in the Bible, believe in prayer. But there's a lot of people out there, of course, that, you know, are Christians, they profess to believe in God, and they do, but they don't really make the connection between what's going on in this country, we're pushing God out of it, and what's happening to the culture with the increase in negative values, the decrease in positive values. I just want to point something out, you know, those who do believe in the Bible, and I happen to be one, that is the truth. There's something I came across in a book recently. Is it okay if I read something?
Sure.
From that? Yeah, okay. This is from the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 12 to 14. And it says, "One night the Lord appeared to Solomon and told him, 'If my people will humble themselves and pray and search for me, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land.'" Those are heal their land, which I think is exactly what's happening in this country. I think, and I know a lot of people don't believe this, but I feel God is slowly withdrawing his blessing from this country, and this is what's allowing the values to go much more
Well, you know,
negative.
I don't think it's as bad as that. I do think that there are so many people who really truly believe in God and really try to do their best to be close to him. That's what our show tries to
Oh, yeah.
promote, that you would stop turning your back on God
Mhm.
and open your heart so he can have a personal, intimate relationship with you. If you don't have that, you're just an empty garment.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, talking to the mic, okay.
I'm playing John
You
Palmer's
mean all my
part.
words, all my words are wasted up
No,
there?
I don't want to waste it. It wasn't picking up loud enough, but I'm just
Yeah.
being a Palmer, that's all.
Well, thank God there are still many, many people in this country that do believe in God and believe in prayer, but there's probably an equal number of forces. This country, as we found out from the recent election, is pretty evenly split. 50% one side, 50% the other side. People who are trying to push God out of, not just the schools, but out of the culture. You know, you have problems like Christmas time. We've had some extremely negative Supreme Court decisions back starting in 1962 and 63. And I did some research on that as to things that have happened since that time, which I'd like to go into a little.
Sure.
As far as values, let's go a little more into it after we play the next song.